Hey everyone, my name is Jillian Weigel and I am an ambassador for the National Children's Cancer Society. I was diagnosed with retinoblastoma when I was 6 years old. I had unknowingly gone blind in my right eye and didn't find out until I was at soccer practice and got hit in the face with a ball. The way that I found out I had cancer was nothing short of a miracle. The ball hit my face so hard that it detached my retina and knocked forward a malignant tumor that was residing in the back of my eye. It wasn't until my mom and dad started to notice that there was a cloudy look in my pupil, which can be a really sure sign of eye cancer, and they took me downtown and I was diagnosed with retinoblastoma. Retinoblastoma typically shows up in children that are 0 to 2 years old, so the fact that I was being diagnosed when I was 6, almost 7 years old was incredibly rare. I remember going back to first grade and I felt very insecure and just not comfortable in my body. It didn't make it easier that I was, 7 years old, and kids can be really mean and critical at that age. And so I was constantly getting asked, like, what happened to your eye? Like, why do you wear an eye patch? Stuff like that. And it was really hard. It was exhausting, but I was able to make it through. I applied for the Beyond the Cure scholarship when I was a sophomore in college and have received it twice. And to this day, I can say that it was one of the best choices that I've ever made. When you get the scholarship, you can pick a few certain activities that you participate in to get service hours. And one of those activities I did was an email thread, and it put me and like a bunch of other survivors into a big mass email that came out every month, and it just asked us certain questions about survivorship and our stories and our lives now. And so it was really, really therapeutic, I guess, to meet people and know that I wasn't alone in any of this. I think that people commonly misinterpret that when you're announced cancer-free, like, that's it, you're good, you're set for life, but that's really not true, because it has lasting mental and physical effects that you see every day in your life. So when we all got to come together to talk about these things and our struggles and just everything in that email, it made me feel like I had a support system outside of just like my family and friends. And being alone for the first time in college, I really needed that. Up until I was about 20 years old, I had never met someone that had the same cancer as I did, and that did make me feel very alone, and like no one would ever really understand like how it feels to have your body betray you, and to be ill and to lose like a part of yourself. And it wasn't until that email thread that I met a girl who had lost her eye to retinoblastoma. So besides participating in that email thread, I also distributed informative packets as well as coloring books to the Texas Children's Hospital Downtown Houston Pediatric Oncology Unit. And I would have to say that like that's the first real adult thing I feel like I've ever done, because I had to set up a meeting with a project coordinator and like deliver this material to them. It really warmed my heart delivering this information to Texas Children's, because that was actually the hospital that I was treated at when I was going through my cancer. And I had all my MRIs after my enucleation, and I felt very like proud. I felt like it was super rewarding to be there representing the NCCS and to just have come full circle and have them know that like I'm okay now. It felt good knowing that this information that I was delivering was helpful to not only the kids but the families too, because the thing about pediatric cancer is it does affect all parties involved, and sometimes the kids don't really get what's going on to them, and I think that that almost makes it harder for the parents. And being able to give them this information for siblings, parents, the kids, grandparents, aunts, uncles, whatever, it was a joy. It was a reward for me, honestly. If I had any words of advice to give to young survivors, I would honestly just say it's time to live your life. You've probably gone through one of the worst things that could happen to you, and it's time to stop being afraid. It's time to stop not wanting to take risks. It's time to love yourself. It's time to believe in yourself, because you beat a disease that was designated to end your story, and it's still going. It's still going. Just keep going. That's all I'm gonna say. With the help and support that the NCCS has given me, I can officially say that I am a senior at Texas State University, and I'm aspiring to get my master's in counseling and be a school counselor one day, I hope. So can't wait to be there for the kids and love every second of it, and just knowing that I got there because of all of the love and support that I was given. So I just want to say thank you to the NCCS, our donors, our coordinators, the other recipients who I have gotten close to. It's been a joy being able to represent you guys and being a part of like this little family.